everyone a good day from NTR TV. We are with another amazing program with you again, with the Turkish and Ottoman dishes program. In today's program, we will tell about Turkish coffee and its history, which is a 40-year-old memory. Turkish coffee is an old coffee preparation and cooking method that has survived from the Ottoman Empire, which has a very important place in Turkish culture. It has a unique tradition and place. With its special taste, form, smell, and presentation, it is the only coffee served with ground coffee. The origin of coffee is known as the Arabian Peninsula. Although the historical origin of Turkish coffee dates back to the Arab doctor Rhazes, who lived in the 10th century, its use dates back to the 575 before Christ. So the Turkish coffee is obtained by boiling the coffee fruit in the Arabian Peninsula. With this preparation and cooking method, real coffee has gained its own flavor and aroma. According to the researchers, Turkish coffee comes from the fact that it is related to the city of Kaffa in southwest Ethiopia, where the historical coffee was produced. So let's answer the question, when did Turks meet with coffee? From Yemen to Mecca and Medina, coffee spread to Iran, Egypt, and Turkey through travelers at the end of the 15th century. There are rumors that Turks met with that coffee at that time. During the reign of Yavuz Sultan Selim, the Ottoman king, the governor of Yemen, Özdemir Pasha, brought coffee beans to Istanbul, and thanks to him, the palace met coffee. After the coffee maker was charged to the palace organization, the interest in coffee increased day by day. Since coffee was very important for the Sultan, water to drink was started to be brought from Gümüşsuyu in addition to coffee. Then over time, Turkish coffee culture began to spread to homes. Turkish coffee started to be cooked in pots and coffee pots with a brand new method of preparation by the Turks. In 1554, the first coffee house was opened in Tahtakale, Istanbul. So, the question is, who invented Turkish coffee? The first discovery of Turkish coffee was discovered in the 3rd century by a goat herder from Ethiopia named Khaldi. The shepherd noticed the energetic movements of his goats after eating the stimulating red beans and discovered coffee. After trying it himself, when he liked the feeling it gave, he informed the others, and the coffee has come to this day. The homeland of coffee has been the Kaffa region of Ethiopia in Africa. Coffee beans from Arabica coffee trees grown in the forest of Kaffa are known as the first coffee to be processed. Where does Turkish coffee bean come from? Turkish coffee is a coffee made by brewing very finely ground coffee beans with boiled water. Although its name is Turkish coffee, its beans come from Brazil. The beans both are roasted and packaged in Turkey. After the 1600s, Brazil, Jamaica, Cuba, and Colombia, whose climate is suitable for coffee cultivation, started to produce. Turks have found coffee that appeals to their taste in Brazil. Since the 1700s, Turkey has been getting its coffee from Brazil. And which type of coffee is Turkish coffee made from? Turkish coffee makes a name for itself with its history. It's cooked in a coffee pot and drunk with its grounds. So, it is served in unique small cups with Turkish delight. Turkish coffee is a type of coffee with a long-lasting flavor and a very fine grinding process. The grinding fineness is fine, like flour in powder form. The necessary ingredients for a well-brewed Turkish coffee are finely grinding mill and a suitable coffee pot. In order for the coffee to be very foamy, the coffee should be mixed before it is heated. What are the Turkish coffee types? Turkish coffee culture has developed rapidly since the history of Turkish coffee. Coffee infused into our traditions and culture and has become a symbol of fidelity, which is a memory of 40 years. When you think of coffee, the first thing that comes to mind is a foamy Turkish coffee. It is a type of coffee that is consumed a lot in Turkey. So people are often asked how they drink coffee before being served. How is coffee made? Let's give the general description. For each cup, a cup of water and 2 teaspoons of Turkish coffee are placed in the coffee pot. After mixing the coffee, which should be mixed before it is heated, the cezve should be brewed slowly over low heat. The slower the Turkish coffee is cooked, the more delicious it is. The foams of the coffee that starts to boil are taken into unique cups, boiled well again and served. Since Turkish coffee is consumed too much lately, the Turkish coffee machine, which accelerates coffee making, is available in almost everyone's home. There are many types of Turkish coffee in our country. These are plain Turkish coffee, which has no sugar added to the plain Turkish coffee. It's a type of coffee that is cooked over low heat by adding a cup of water and a teaspoon of coffee to the coffee pot. We have the Turkish coffee with low sugar. For low sugar Turkish coffee, a cup of water, a teaspoon of coffee, and a half teaspoon of sugar are added to the jazve and cooked over low heat. For medium sugar Turkish coffee is slightly sweeter than low Turkish coffee. It is coffee cooked by adding a cup of water and a teaspoon of coffee and a teaspoon of sugar to the coffee pot. And Turkish coffee with sugar. It is a type of Turkish coffee that is cooked over low heat by adding a cup of water, a teaspoon of coffee, and 2 teaspoons of sugar to the jazve. Then we have Turkish coffee with milk. It is a type of Turkish coffee made by adding milk to soften the unique hard taste of Turkish coffee. It is the coffee prepared by adding teaspoon of coffee and the same measure sugar if desired and milk instead of a cup of water in the jazve. We have also DIBEK Turkish coffee. DIBEK Turkish coffee is a type of coffee that is famous not for its cooking method, but for the way its coffee is grinded. It is the coffee obtained by pounding the beans used in Turkish coffee, not in mills or Turkish coffee grinding machines, but in stone and hollow mortars. With this method, which allows this aroma to emerge more, it is a coffee with a denser consistency and a softer drink. It is a type of coffee cooked over low heat by adding a cup of water to the jazve, a teaspoon of crushed DIBEK coffee, half a teaspoon of Turkish coffee, and optional sugar. Let's talk about MENENGIÇ Turkish coffee. MENENGIÇ Turkish coffee, also known as çedene coffee, is a type of coffee prepared by using the fruits of the menengiç plant, known as the wild pistachio tree, as the core. The fruits of this plant are dried, ground, and turned into coffee. It is the coffee that is cooked on low heat by adding a coffee cup of milk, a teaspoon of menengiç coffee, and optional sugar to the coffee pot and mixing well beforehand. It can also be made with water instead of milk. SUVARI Turkish coffee. Tarsus'tan SUVARI Turkish coffee is served in a thin, wasted tea glass. Compared to normal Turkish coffee, it is served with less foam, less sugar, or no sugar. This type of coffee is made with coffee obtained from grinding double roasted coffee beans. It is made by adding a tea glass of water, a teaspoon of double roasted Turkish coffee, and optional sugar and stirring slowly over medium heat. And then we have Turkish coffee on the sand. Turkish coffee on the sand is a type of coffee made by burying the coffee pot or cup in hot sand. Thanks to the balanced heat distribution, the taste of coffee made in sand is more delicious. Its preparation is the same as the traditional Turkish coffee. The only difference is that it is cooked not on the fire in the stove, but by burying it in hot sand. Ladies and gentlemen, bon appetit. Goodbye until we meet in brand new programs, and stay tuned to NTR TV with amazing programs. Have a wonderful day. Take care and all the best. Bye.